For the last year and a half, Dr. Mary Jane Taylor, the historian of the Women's Democratic Club, has been going through the Marriott archives and the Utah State Historical Society archives to put together the history of this amazing club that has met continuously for the last 125 years. I'd like to introduce you to some of our past members.
Beverly Jean White was born in 1928 and sadly just recently passed in 2021. Beverly White was a force to be reckoned with, a passionate, lifelong Democrat and prominent member of the Utah Women's Democratic Club. She was also an active member of the Mormon Church and mother of 5 children. She became Utah's longest-serving woman legislator in the House of Representatives. During those 22 years, she was chairwoman of the Social Services Committee and sponsored the ERA amendment in Utah. She was Utah's first woman to be appointed to the Board of Pardons at the Utah State Prison. She was the first woman to receive the Eleanor Roosevelt Award in 1994. She attended more national Democratic conventions than any person in Utah's history. Utah State University awarded her an honorary doctorate degree in 2017. With all her accomplishments, she is also remembered for her signature laugh and her raucous sense of humor.
Riva Beck Biscon was a prominent member of the Women's Democratic Club during the 1930s and 1940s. In 1932, she became the first woman to serve in the Utah legislature when she was elected as a Democrat to the Utah House of Representatives. As a Utah legislator, she championed women's and children's labor rights and advocated for unemployment insurance. In 1936, she left the legislature to become the first woman to hold a Salt Lake City municipal judgeship. She was the first Utah woman ever elected to Congress, serving from 1949 to 1953. As a member of Congress, she was an expert in land management, reclamation, and water control. She often regaled club members with her life experiences as a member of Congress and was openly suspicious of then-Senator Dick Nixon, who claimed poverty but could afford a down payment on an expensive house.
Elise Meyer was born in 1877 into poverty in Switzerland. She rose to prominence in Utah and national politics, beginning her career as a volunteer at nonprofit social service agencies in Salt Lake City. From there, she attracted the attention of Governor George Dern, who asked her to serve as state chairman of Democratic Women. She later served as a Utah State Senator and Democratic National Committee woman. President Roosevelt in the 1930s appointed her as a United States delegate and the only woman participant to international peace conferences in Buenos Aires and Lima, Peru. As a proud member, she recounted her extraordinary international experiences to members of the Women's Democratic Club during several monthly meetings.
So I'm here to tell you about Minnie K. And Minnie K was my kind of gal. She was a member of the Women's Democratic Club. She was one of 41 women that was arrested for obstructing traffic and was subjected to the Night of Terror in Washington, D.C. on November the 10th, 1917. Their crime was picketing in front of the White House. 41 suffragettes were placed in a workhouse where the prison superintendent ordered about 30 of the prison guards to brutalize these women, these suffragettes. Minnie was dragged from her cell and put into a filthy and cold cell, and she was later released and the charges were dropped. But public outrage over the treatment of the suffragettes in the Night of Terror is what led to the passage of the 19th Amendment to the Constitution, guaranteeing women the right to vote. So that was Minnie K, and was a member of the Women's Democratic Club of Utah.
For the past 125 years, the members of the Women's Democratic Club, men and women, have gathered together for a purpose: to encourage women to run for public office, to support Democrats running for public office, to provide a forum for vigorous discussions on key issues, to advocate for balanced, open, and accountable government, and to fight for equal rights and equal protection under the law. It is my great pleasure and honor to recognize a member and supporter of the Women's Democratic Club and this year's recipient of the Eleanor Roosevelt Award, Gwen Springmeyer. Congratulations, Gwen.